Hello family. So in today's video we're going to go through Hello family. In today's video we're going to go through blogging. There are some new features in Wix that I've seen that is pretty cool and I would love to share with you guys, which can help to promote what you have coming up, as well as hey family, in today's video we're going to go through how to use some of the new features that are found in Wix. So without any further ado, we're going to get into it. All right. So in this video, all right. So to be able to access your blog, you want to go to your dashboard, right? I'm doing this from the computer. Now, I must say you can also do this by phone. But note that it's still a little quirky. I still like to do it on a website, on a desktop computer. And I'm going to insert this information for Uzima Lifestyle, which is a health and wellness company. They do a lot of nutritional videos. They have a cookbook and a lot of other awesome things. So without any further ado, we're going to go into the blog. So let's click on blog under dashboard. All right. Now with ongoing blogs, you can just copy if you have a repetitive format. So like in this case, this company uses their blogs pretty much to just showcase recipes, upcoming YouTube videos. So I can literally just hit duplicate post and then make some changes. But to show you guys, we're going to start from new. All right, now let me on this side open up. All right, so it's vegan pumpkin pie. And I'm just going to copy and paste the information that I received. All right, I'm just going to space this out. Right, and I think it'll be cool if we start with a nice image. All right, and you can see that there are different types and formats here once you click on the plus. Right now there are some additional elements which I think is pretty cool, as well as the ability to add a product. So we're going to see how all that comes into play. But for now I'm just going to add an image, and I'm going to take a free image. It's cool, and I actually like this one. But if you scroll down, you can see that there are some from Upsplash. I think this is kind of tight too, this one. And then you also have the free ones from Shutterstock, right? And $2.99 is really not a bad price. But I'm gonna pick, I don't know. All right, it's supposed to be a seasonal post, so I'm gonna pick add to page. That looks nice. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to add ingredients. Now, you see how I have this here? It's already preset, right? To make adjustments to how the fonts look, you can't do it in the blog post, right? You have to actually do it on edit website. Then you go into the blog pages, and then you can make edits on blog pages. And I'll share in the next video some tips that you can do, which help you with upsells and upcoming events and things of that sort. So now I'm going to add the ingredients, right? Now, a pie has two sets of ingredients. You have the ingredients for the pie crust if you're making it from scratch, and then you have for the pie filling. And here's where I'm going to use one of their drop downs so that they can get the ingredients for either or, right? So I'm going to go hit add, and then I'm going to hit I can either use a divider or I can do a collapsible list, and I think I'm going to want to do a collapsible list, right? And then the first item is going to be pie crust. And then the collapsible text would be all of the items for the pie crust. And then I want this to be bulleted. So I'm just pulling up from the blanks to fill in. What I probably should have did is make this bullet. So I'm going to make this separated. Second one would be the pie filling. And I'm going to copy and paste that. And take out the space. Alright, and I'm going to type ingredients here and make that like a subheading. Right, so I'm going to highlight it, and when I highlight it, you see it gives me the option to indicate whether it's a paragraph, heading 2, or heading 3. So I'm going to pick heading 2 because heading 1 is already just the main heading for the blog post. And I'm going to make this centered. And if I wanted to, I could have added a divider. And then I can choose how I want it to be. So I'm gonna make it small. Right, so now we have our ingredients. Right, the traditional way in which I would have done something like this would be, boom, there's actually settings for it too. Alright, so the pie filling is what I want to have drop. Settings again. Alright, and cool. And I don't want one to be expanded at a time, so I'm going to hit save. Traditionally, how I would do something like this, instead of having a drop down for it, and like I said, the design and layout can be adjusted under the pages template under edit site. So I would hit ingredients, boom, I would put this to, this would be, I'll put this to the left, boom. And what I would have done is copy, paste, and I would have changed pie crust. Let me give it a little bit more space, a little all on top of each other. I would have put pie crust as a heading number 3, right? You can, as you can see here, you can actually select up to 6 different templates and font sizes as you deem. You can have one like a custom quote if you want it to look custom, bold, italics, underline. Well, but you can, like I said, play around with it in the website editor section. I would make these bullets. this would be heading number 2, 3. Right. So now there's a distinction between the ingredients for the pie crust and the ingredients for the pie filling. Right. And for some, they may like this method, while, in regards to ingredients, the drop down may not particularly fit, or it can, but you can see how you can have the options, and it gives individuals the opportunity to click and drop down on a subject matter that's more pertinent to them and what their desires are. Right. Next thing I like to do, seeing that this is part of a package, is add a video. Right. So Uzima provides bi-weekly content, which is pretty cool. So I edit the received video, I then go and just create a blog. So I'm here. I'm gonna get shareable link from YouTube. This can be from Vimeo or any other video provider. Wix, YouTube is the most common. So I'm gonna hit plus, and then we have here video, right? And I can choose to upload a video, and it lets you know some of the places where you can upload or link your video to. Boom. Right, you see, I like to have some sort of continuity with font size, color schemes, right? Brand aesthetics is very important. Okay, so now we're going to go to some directions. Instructions, forgive me. All right. Like I said, I'm going to remove these two, because for the ingredients here, I like this better. But like I said, you have the options. So boom, it's gone. Now I'm going to put instructions. Space after it. I'm going to make this heading number 2. Boom. I'm going to give this a heading. See our video, and I'm going to make this heading 2, and I'm going to center this. All right, and then I'm going to go to instructions, and now we're going to add our instructions. And as you can see, just copying and pasting the information over. For you, it can be you emailing your narrative. You can start the blog here from the mobile, and then you can tweak and make your adjustments. But like I said, Wix definitely have come a long way, but I just don't trust it due to a bad experience from before. I prefer to write it out on a notepad or something, Word document, even break down the keynotes or PowerPoint presentations into a safe, tangible document, and then bring it over to the blog. I hope that was clear. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Almost finished. All right. now she has a optional uh, date pace that she's talking about. So I'm going to add that and then add instructions for the date pace. It's heading number 3. As you can see, heading number 3 is very similar to heading number 2, just that the size is a bit smaller. And I may make this all one. And I'm just reading to make sure that the date pace is going to go in the right area. All right, cool. So now that we have that done, right? Um, Here's where you can add additional features. Now, usually I do my promotions or clients promotions in the bottom section of the page, right? Upcoming events, and that way, that once I make that change on that one page, all other pages will be able to, or other, all of the bottom of each and every other blog, or to the right hand side of each and every other blog, they will always see the upcoming events, right? A couple other things that we can add, I'm not going to, but we can, is you can add AdSense, right? So that you can be able to get, advertisements shown on your blog. And as people click onto those, that brings you a generation of revenue. Another thing is you can use a normal HTML code, which was there from before, where you can put in things from different sites, different informations, and then you have SoundCloud, right? If you have a little podcast or audio, sample music, whatever it is that you're giving out, or if you're going to treat this as a membership page, which is something that you can do. We'll go through all the other settings towards the end, right? At the end, you can also add a product, and I'll show you 2 ways in which we can do that. We can do that via button, or we can do that via product. So this client has actually a book that they're selling. So we can write something like, I don't know, if you love this recipe, love this recipe, then you'll love our vegan cookbook. And you know, we can do add some promotions and all the other stuff. Whoop, I knew that was wrong. Nutritious. Blood, BLOOD, pressure, and cholesterol. All right. Weak tag, just giving you an example. So I'm gonna hit add product, and then we have the food that strengthens the brain class, and then we have the Eat for Optimal Health cookbook, right? And that looks like an official ad that you'll find on the bottom of a blog or of a website, right? It can also be a class. So like these are several of the products she has, but she also has a class coming up. All right, and just give it a minute to load. So it can also be a, let's say, a link to a course, right? Or a product. Another way we can do this is I'm going to, all right, so I'm going to delete this. I'm going to go down. And I am going to add a GIF. All right, and this is powered by Jiffy, or I'm going to say I'm going to add a photo, an image, and I'm going to pull a custom GIF that I created for this class. All right, here we go. This one's a little bit longer. Cool. And then I'm going to add a button. To join our class. Our upcoming class. Not two, but one. Coming class. Foods that right, foods that dementia. What's the other one? And strengthens, right? So I could have now we have a graphic image. It shows up, and now we're going to add a book now, right? Or see more, or read more, right? So I'm going to hit add again. I'm going to add a button. We definitely going to change. And we're going to, now you can, well, we're going to get there in a minute. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to their site. Right. Boom. There's a second. Right. And I'm going to click on this one and take them to the registration page. Right. And there are many ways you can set up your registration page, or there are many ways you can have individuals book. You can do it as a pricing plan, as a group class through Wix Bookings, and maybe if there's interest, I can do a future video about that. So I'm going to now go back here and insert the link. Right. Now I can have it open up as a new tab, or I can open up as the current. I'm going to keep it as current because it's all going to keep the user into the website, which also helps with search engine optimization. It helps Google to say this website is relevant because people who come here spend a good deal amount of time here. So we have our learn more. We could tell Google to ignore this link, but we're not. And we could mark as a sponsor link, right? And what adding these buttons and these options is, not only does it help you to increase your revenue, but instead of just having Google AdSense and these other marketing companies that gives you commission off of having their ads on your blogs, it also gives you the ability to reach individuals directly and promote what it is that they're having going on, as well as other things that you have going on your blog as well. So I think that's a cool range of options, and it also helps individuals to engage in what you're doing. So once again, this is just a menu. We're using the blog as a way to create menus. I'm going to go through some of the other items, right? Because, hey, this can be something that you're doing exclusively for individuals that you had buy a pricing plan, right? They're guaranteed a weekly menu or whatever it may be, or whatever it is, but you can use this as an option of providing certain blog posts for the general public as well as for private group members. That's all I'm trying to say. Certain things you want to think about once you're finished is going to settings, making sure that the image is to your liking. You can actually change what your cover image is from this one. And if the main image doesn't show up, let's say you did a copy and it's showing the old image, all you have to do is just click on display cover image. It'll cut off, and then you click it again, the new image that you had will show up, right? I'm not getting credit for this. The author, I just designed and organized, will get credit for this. I want to talk about search engine optimization settings, right? So this is how it's going to come out, right? This is the URL slug. We can actually take off the dashes if we wanted to and made it, vegan pumpkin pie, all one word. And then you have your title tag, right? And then this is the description. Now it's automatically going to pull from the first paragraph that you write, but you can actually change what you have here. You have up to 500 words, but remember, when people search on Google, they look, when they type, they're going to look at what hits first, but they're also going to read the synopsis of what it's about. And if the synopsis resonate with the person that's clicking on your site, with the person that's searching for information, right? If that synopsis is good and it appeals to them, then they'll peruse the blog, and that's why you want to do this outline format. Some people do like a table of contents outline, right? Which you can do here as well, right? Under here. So for example, if we were to highlight this, I can create indexes. If I hit link, I can indicate, hey, which section I want this information to link to. I really hope that that was clear, because it gives individual outline to be able to click from when they enter the site to the segment or section that they want. And then if you have your drop down, then it gives them a further way of filtering to get the information that they want. When individuals first come, once again, to your blog, they peruse the information. They may read the first set of lines on top, or they will scroll to look at your headers, right? And then it's to see that section. If it pertains to them, then they'll stop and then they'll particularly read. So as you use Google and as you look at the information or how you look for information, just keep that in mind when you're providing it. I really hope that that was clear. All right, so this is how you do it. Whether it's a paragraph, a header, an image, a learn more button, you have the ability to link to anywhere in your blog to give individuals a specific, to pretty much go to that specific point. I don't want to be too repetitive. Or you can link it to an outside address, right? So we highlight, come up here, select link, and then like I said, we have the opportunity to have our indexes, which also is eye appealing. All right, so we did our search engine optimizations. This site only does the blogs for their menus or for their recipes, right? But for others, I'm big on categorizing. Categorizing means that you can actually have certain posts goes to certain pages when I construct it, or you can have it just sorted by category, which makes it easier to filter, and it also makes it easier if you wanted to have people look for more references under this category. It makes it a lot more helpful for them. Keep in mind what your tags are. This is also helps with search and searching, right? And you have up to 30 tags. And the last thing, we talked about monetization already. For individuals that are part of your pricing plan, you can set it up who gets what sets of posts, or you can build it into an overall package, or you can sell blog posts individually. But you do have an opportunity to make posts public and then also have posts for private members. Okay, a lot of my posts are not public. My blog posts are more so for group members who join our class. And the last thing is translate. Most people may have Google Translate, and Google actually has this feature to do translations for you. But just in case somebody's on another platform that may not provide it, this app is a really good app. When there are certain companies or programs, or if you know that, hey, what you're doing is going to cater to multiple people, it just makes it easier to do. Into selecting this will give you the option for them to be able to switch and select which category or language they want to read it in. And it also shows up on your website. There's the drop down, usually somewhere by the menu by default, the navigational menu by default, where you can be able to select your language. All right, and that's pretty. And you can find it in the app market, and that's pretty much it, guys. I guess I'll show you guys where you can, or how I customarily will make these adjustments. I don't necessarily. I will link a product, or an event that ties into that post and that post only. But if I want the reader, and if you want the reader to be able to see what's going on at any given point in time, right? The best is not to do it on the blog page, because once the event passed and you want to promote something else, that means you'll actually have to make the adjustments on each and every page. All right, so this one is published. Last thing I want to say is, hey, let's say you wanted to uh, have it backdated. I'm going to select edit, right? And I want to select publish date. So let's say I wanted to select this one for the 26th, right? Or 26, the 12th, right? I would hit publish, and we're good to go. All right. So like I said, let's say I wanted to make adjustments that I know, hey, I'm gonna make changes. You know, after one event is, I'm gonna post another event, and I want it to be showcased on all of my blogs. The best place to actually do that is under your website. So as we go in, as it loads, it may take a while. Bandwidth is not the strongest over here. Oh, while it's loading, please let me know how I'm doing, guys. I love your comments. Feel free to put them below. I do get back to you. I am busy at times, a lot, but I do make an effort to get back to you at least within a 2-day window. So please be a little bit patient with me. Sometimes 4, depending on what projects I'm working on and what I'm doing. All right, so now it's up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right, so so I'm going to go to pages, menu and pages, and then I'm going to go to blog pages. Right, it's here where you make your adjustments. Right, how it's going to look, the layout, what kind of layout you want. Right, so this is how it looks. Right, now to make changes is going to put up the last one that was done, so that you can have an outline on how it looks. Right, now you can put things on the outside parameter if desired, or you can actually make the post a little more narrower, and you can put ads and other things on the side. Now usually if I'm going to make certain additions, right, I would put it either, I can put it above recent posts if I want it to be a highlight, or I can actually add a strip down here. All right, so you can add a strip, or right, you can wedge the information in between here, and then I can add what I was adding from before. Boom, image. Right, I'm just going to push this down, and I can add it here. And technically, I would add a narrative, right? Call to action, maybe some benefits, right? Value propositions, and then the button, whether it's to register for the program, to buy the course, to buy the book. Like, these are some of the stuff that you can literally link in here, and as you swap, so if I hit publish, and I'm going to remove it. Right, so if I go to blog and I select Haystacks, and I scroll down to the bottom, and I go down to the bottom, no matter which. So like I said, we did it on the. So no matter which item I link on, it's always going to be at the bottom, right? And like I said, I can put it on top. I can have myself a banner, right? Let individuals know what's coming up, what's going on. Visit the site, or segue to something else, or maybe even the ad. I wouldn't probably put it at the top if I'm pushing people away from the page. Um, and you can look at analytics for that. But you can see that it's going to be on every blog page that I have, right? And that's a very good way to make sure individuals see what's going on and see what's coming up. And like I said, I could have put it anywhere within the post page, the post settings, right? It doesn't have to particularly be at the bottom. I can move items in around, so I got to make sure I change this. No, that's right, that's correct. Yeah, so I hope you found this helpful. I hope that was clear. I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for spending what this amount of time with me. Every hour that goes by, every minute that goes by, every second that goes by, you can never get back. So I thank you for sharing part of your life with me, and I hope that this helps you in your business and marketing endeavors. Take care.